Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World 2. Another monster metal riff. Another song with heavy metal in the title. Heavy Metal Mania, released in 1980. A Scottish band, Holocaust. Legendary Scottish band, Holocaust. What a tune this is. This is possibly in the top 3 heavy metal anthems of all time, and you can quote me on that. So in this song we're going to be using a lot of power chords. In fact, it's pretty much all power chords. So if you're not familiar with the concept of power chords, you're only using 2 fingers. You're using your first finger as the root note, and then your third finger, I use my pinky because it's a long story, 2 frets forward on the string next to it. So it's 3 and then 5, like for a G chord. So that is a concept of power chords, and we're using a lot of palm muting as well, as you do in heavy metal. So this is quite easy. I'm doing the 12-inch, oh, God blimey misses. I'm doing the 12-inch version, which does not have all the soloing in the beginning. At the beginning of this one, on the 12-inch version, it just has air raid sirens. So let's get on with the lesson. I will turn on my recorder right now. You hear it going click, click, click. 2, 3, 4. And we're off and running. So yes, this is just such a great song. I'm not encouraging anybody to imbibe here, but I think if you had a brewski or 2 with a few friends in a rehearsal room and you banged this out, it would sound like you were straight back to 1980. I mean, it's so good. So I will play the main riff first. I'm sure you're familiar with it. I don't know if I've got enough overdrive on this, but I will forge ahead anyway. How good is that? So good I'm going to play again. So it starts with a couple of hits on the bottom E and then into the E power chord. 7 of A, 9 of D. Now, like I say, try and remember the concept. I'm sure you do know the concept of power chords, but every time I'm saying a root note, you're going to be playing a note 2 frets in front on the next string. So E is 7 and 9. So there's a couple of hits on the bottom E and then into that palm muted E. And then we go down to C power chord, 3, 5. And then up to D power chord, 5, 7. And that's the first one. And thereafter we slide from the D into the E power chord. So it does that a few times to begin with, and then it starts the chorus part. It goes from the D back to the C power chord and then a B. So I'll play that in context. Up to D power chord, up to the E, and then G, A, to the E. So that is pretty much how the intro goes. I will play it reasonably slowly. It's not a fast song, it's just powerful heavy metal. Straight into the main song. Now the verse goes to an E chord, just this bottom E, up to G power chord, 5 and 7, A power chord, 5, sorry that was 3 and 5, the A chord, 5, 7, B to the E, And then that's when it goes to the chorus part. Another verse. Chorus. And then we're into the solo. Now I'm not doing any lead work on this. I like to keep my lessons just simple so that people can just learn these songs and play them, you know, just jamming along with the record, or even better, get into the rehearsal room with your like-minded heavy metal friends. So underneath the solo, the guitar is playing E, F sharp, G, power chords. And you're palm muting that, and it goes like this. Back to an E. So listen to the recording, play along with it, and that'll give you a guide to how many of these you do, because I don't think that was quite right. But these are definitely the notes, so it's just E, F sharp, G. Back to an E. And then we go into the sort of chorus part, the C to the B. And then G, A, and then it goes into another part, it goes. So that's just doing G, F sharp, E, and then it does the same thing on the A string.